17. Black actors who are gay. Hollywood has always been filled with glamour secrets and untold truths. But what happens when the brightest stars refuse to hide who they really are? These 17 black actors didn't just rise to fame. They shattered barriers by living openly and unapologetically as members of the LGBTQ+ community. Their stories are bold, heartbreaking, and inspiring, revealing how courage can change an entire industry. Get ready. You're about to see Hollywood like never before. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and join us here at Legends of Black Excellence as we dive into the lives of these fearless trailblazers. Billy Porter. Billy Porter is more than just an actor. He is a cultural movement in himself. Born in Pittsburgh in 1969, Porter first rose to prominence on Broadway, where his commanding voice and emotional range won him acclaim in productions like Kinky Boots, earning him a Tony Award in 2013. But his breakthrough on television came with Pose 2018 to 2021, where he portrayed Pray Tell, a character deeply tied to the 1980s ballroom scene and the HIV/AIDS crisis. In 2019, he became the first openly gay black man to win the Primetime Emmy Award for Outstanding Lead Actor in a drama series, a milestone that shook Hollywood's long-standing barriers. Beyond his acting, Porter is recognized worldwide for his fearless fashion. From the tuxedo gown at the 2019 Oscars to countless red carpet looks, he has consistently challenged ideas of masculinity and femininity, using clothing as a form of activism. His openness also extends to his personal journey. He revealed in 2021 that he had been living with HIV since 2007, turning what could have been a private struggle into a public message of hope, resilience, and awareness. Midway through his career, Porter became a strong advocate for the LGBTQ+ community, particularly emphasizing the unique challenges faced by queer black men. He has spoken passionately about representation, calling for Hollywood to expand opportunities for marginalized voices rather than confining them to stereotypes. Do you think bold visibility in fashion and media can change how society accepts LGBTQ+ identities? His life and artistry certainly make a compelling case. Today, Billy Porter stands as both a trailblazer and a mentor. His journey reminds us that authenticity and bravery are not just personal choices. They are powerful tools that inspire others to live truthfully. Wanda Sykes. Wanda Sykes has built her legacy on sharp wit, unfiltered honesty, and the courage to stand unapologetically in her truth. Born in 1964 in Portsmouth, Virginia, Sykes first worked as a contracting specialist for the National Security Agency before turning to comedy, a career shift that led her to Emmy-winning writing on The Chris Rock Show. Her stand-up specials quickly established her as one of the boldest comedic voices in America, known for blending social commentary with biting humor. In 2008, during a rally against California's Proposition 8, she came out publicly as gay, a bold move at a time when same-sex marriage was a deeply divisive issue. Since then, Sykes has become one of the most visible black lesbian comedians in the world, often weaving her own experiences into her comedy. She and her wife, Alex Niedbalski, married in 2008 and are raising twins, offering audiences an authentic look at family life beyond stereotypes. Sykes has also made her mark on television and film with memorable roles in Curb Your Enthusiasm, Monster-in-Law, Blackish, and voice acting in Ice Age. Her work consistently emphasizes that laughter can be a powerful tool for cultural change. Do you believe comedy has the power to dismantle prejudice and reshape public opinion? For Sykes, humor is not only entertainment but activism. Her willingness to merge her craft with her identity has given countless LGBTQ+ fans a role model who proves that success does not require conformity. Wanda Sykes is proof that authenticity paired with resilience can rewrite the rules of Hollywood. Laverne Cox. Laverne Cox has become one of the most groundbreaking figures in modern television. Born in Mobile, Alabama in 1972, Cox pursued dance and acting before landing her iconic role as Sophia Bursay on Orange is the New Black in 2013. Her performance earned her critical acclaim, and in 2014, a historic Emmy nomination as the first openly transgender person recognized in an acting category. Cox has used her platform to advocate for transgender visibility, particularly for trans women of color, who face disproportionately high rates of violence and discrimination. She executive produced the Emmy-winning documentary Laverne Cox Presents the T-Word, and has been a frequent speaker at universities' conferences and media outlets. Her presence on the cover of Time magazine in 2014 under the headline "The Transgender Tipping Point" marked a cultural milestone in LGBTQ+ representation. She has also been candid about her personal struggles, from growing up bullied in the South to navigating Hollywood's rigid casting systems. Through her story, Cox has become a symbol of perseverance and transformation. Do you think mainstream Hollywood is doing enough to create opportunities for transgender actors, or is there still a long road ahead? Cox's journey suggests that visibility is only the first step toward true equity. Beyond acting, she has been a tireless activist, speaking out about healthcare access, gender identity rights, and media representation. Laverne Cox is not only an actress, but also a pioneer who continues to push for a more inclusive world where everyone can live authentically. Lil Nas X. Montero Lamar Hill, known globally as Lil Nas X, stormed into the spotlight in 2019 with Old Town Road, a genre-bending track that broke Billboard records by staying at #1 for 19 weeks. What began as a viral TikTok sensation transformed into a cultural milestone, giving hip-hop and country music something they rarely experienced: an openly gay black artist dominating the charts. That same year, at the height of his success, Lil Nas X came out as gay on Twitter, a decision that sent shockwaves through both the country and rap industries, where LGBTQ+ representation has historically been scarce. Instead of retreating from criticism, he doubled down on authenticity. His later music videos, like Montero Call Me By Your Name and Industry, Baby, embraced queerness, unapologetically sparking debates about art, religion, and masculinity. Known for his bold social media presence, Lil Nas X has mastered turning controversy into conversation. He's not just making music, he's reshaping the image of what a rap superstar can look like. Do you think his fearless approach is helping normalize LGBTQ+ visibility in spaces where it was once taboo? His impact suggests the answer is yes. Beyond music, he's become a cultural provocateur, unafraid to blend satire with serious advocacy. From collaborations with major brands to performances that blur gender norms, Lil Nas X has proven that visibility paired with talent can redefine an entire industry. He is not only a pop star, but also a revolutionary voice for a generation learning to embrace self-expression without apology. Don Lemon. Don Lemon has long been a commanding presence in American journalism. Born in Baton Rouge, Louisiana in 1966, Lemon carved out a reputation as one of CNN's most recognizable anchors, tackling some of the nation's most pressing stories, from Hurricane Katrina to the Black Lives Matter movement. In 2011, he made headlines with his memoir Transparent, in which he came out publicly as gay. At the time, very few black men in mainstream media had taken such a step, making his openness a landmark moment for representation. Since then, Lemon has woven his identity into his work, often speaking candidly about the intersection of race, sexuality, and justice in America. He became a nightly presence during pivotal events such as the Ferguson protests and the 2020 George Floyd demonstrations, amplifying conversations about systemic racism and equality. His commentary is often polarizing, but that tension reflects his commitment to truth-telling. Do you believe journalists should share more of their personal identity to build trust, or should they remain detached from the stories they cover? Lemon's career challenges that very question. Outside of broadcasting, Lemon has advocated for voter participation, LGBTQ+ rights, and climate awareness, showing his influence extends beyond the newsroom. He is also in a long-term relationship with Tim Malone, and the couple announced their engagement in 2019, reinforcing the importance of visibility in high-profile media careers. For Don Lemon, authenticity is not just personal, it is professional. His voice stands as proof that being openly gay and black in the public eye can be both an act of courage and a source of strength. RuPaul. When people think of drag entering the mainstream, one name stands above all: RuPaul Charles. Born in San Diego in 1960, RuPaul first gained fame in the 1990s with the breakout single Supermodel You Better Work, which became an anthem for self-expression and empowerment. By then, he had already made history as one of the first drag performers to achieve international stardom. But RuPaul's most influential work came in 2009 with the launch of RuPaul's Drag Race, a reality competition that has since earned more than 25 Primetime Emmy Awards and created an empire of spin-offs worldwide. The show has not only entertained millions, but also introduced drag artistry and LGBTQ+ culture to households that had never engaged with it before. Although RuPaul identifies as gay, he has often stressed that he avoids rigid labels, choosing instead to champion individuality and authenticity above all. His philosophy that we are all born naked and the rest is drag has become a mantra for fans around the globe. Do you think drag is simply performance art, or is it also a radical act of social change? For RuPaul, the answer has always been both. Beyond television, RuPaul is an author, actor, and business mogul whose career demonstrates that embracing one's uniqueness can become a global brand. By blending entertainment with activism, he has turned drag into both a cultural celebration and a political statement, ensuring his influence will be felt for generations. Andre Leon Talley. Andre Leon Talley was more than a fashion journalist. He was a living institution. Born in Washington, D.C. in 1948, Talley rose to prominence through his sharp eye for style, deep knowledge of history, and commanding personality. He worked closely with legends like Diana Vreeland before becoming the creative director and later editor-at-large at Vogue, where he broke barriers as one of the first black men to hold such a prestigious role. Openly gay Talley used his visibility to carve out space for black and queer voices in an industry often criticized for its exclusivity. Known for his sweeping cape's booming voice and larger-than-life presence, he made fashion accessible while never losing its sense of grandeur. He championed diversity long before it became a buzzword, pushing designers and editors to include models of color on runways and magazine covers. Talley's memoir, The Chiffon Trenches 2020, revealed his struggles with racism, body image, and acceptance, offering readers a rare glimpse into the personal costs of living at fashion's highest levels. Do you believe the fashion world has truly changed since Talley fought for diversity, or does it still rely too heavily on token gestures? His life invites that conversation. Even after his passing in 2022, Talley's influence endures in every conversation about inclusion within fashion. He was not only a gatekeeper of taste, but also a trailblazer who ensured that queer black excellence had a seat at the table in one of the most exclusive industries in the world. Jamal Jordan. Jamal Jordan has carved out a reputation as one of the most thoughtful voices documenting queer life, especially within the black community. A journalist, editor, and visual storyteller, Jordan has worked with major outlets like The New York Times, The Guardian, and Out Magazine. His book, Queer Love in Color 2021, is a striking collection of photographs and stories that highlight LGBTQ+ couples of color people often erased or underrepresented in mainstream media. His writing and photography consistently focus on the intersectionality of race, sexuality, and identity. Rather than framing queer black life only through hardship, Jordan emphasizes joy, intimacy, and resilience, providing narratives that defy stereotypes. His work has become a source of validation for many readers who rarely see their experiences reflected with dignity. Jordan himself has been open about his journey as a gay black man, navigating family, community, and cultural expectations. In interviews, he stresses how visibility saves lives and creates belonging, especially for young LGBTQ+ people of color. Do you think mainstream media still struggles to portray queer love authentically, or is progress finally catching up? Jordan's work makes a powerful argument that true representation requires intentional effort. Through his essays and visual storytelling, Jamal Jordan has turned journalism into activism. By giving queer Black stories the attention they deserve, he is redefining what inclusion looks like, ensuring that love in all its forms is seen, honored, and celebrated. Tessa Thompson. Tessa Thompson has become one of Hollywood's most dynamic talents, known for seamlessly moving between blockbuster franchises and independent films. Born in Los Angeles in 1983, she gained early recognition in Dear White People 2014, and soon found international fame with roles in Creed 2015 and Marvel's Thor Ragnarok 2017. Beyond acting, Thompson has been vocal about her identity, openly discussing her fluid sexuality and relationships with both men and women. Her candor has made her a role model in an industry that often demands silence from its stars. Thompson has said she feels responsible for making sure young people see examples of diverse identities in powerful roles, and her openness challenges Hollywood's historic lack of LGBTQ+ representation. Do you believe big studios are ready to embrace more openly queer characters in leading roles, or will it remain limited to side characters? Thompson is actively testing those boundaries. She has also worked behind the scenes to champion inclusive casting and has spoken out about systemic inequities in Hollywood. On screen, she often chooses roles that defy stereotypes, whether as Valkyrie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, a character confirmed as bisexual, or as layered complex women in independent dramas. For Thompson, artistry and activism are inseparable. She uses her growing platform not just to shine as an actress, but also to demand an industry where authenticity is celebrated. Her courage ensures she isn't just acting in stories, she's helping rewrite them. Frank Ocean. Frank Ocean, born Christopher Edwin Breaux in 1987, is one of the most influential singer-songwriters of his generation. Emerging from the Odd Future collective, he quickly distinguished himself with Nostalgia Ultra 2011, a mixtape that showcased his genre-bending sound. In 2012, Ocean shook both the hip-hop and R&B worlds when he posted an open letter on Tumblr, revealing that his first love had been a man. At a time when few male artists in the industry dared to speak about same-sex relationships, his honesty was groundbreaking. That same year, his debut studio album Channel Orange earned widespread critical acclaim and won him a Grammy Award. Tracks like Thinkin' 'Bout You and Bad Religion became anthems for love and longing across boundaries of sexuality. His second album, Blonde 2016, cemented his reputation as a visionary artist blending vulnerability with experimental soundscapes. Ocean's decision to come out inspired countless LGBTQ+ listeners, proving that authenticity could coexist with mainstream success. His lyrics often explore themes of identity, romance, and isolation, giving queer experiences visibility in a genre that had long avoided them. Do you think music can change cultural attitudes towards sexuality more effectively than politics? Ocean's career suggests that art has the power to reach hearts in ways legislation cannot. Reclusive yet impactful Frank Ocean remains one of the most respected voices in music. His artistry and openness continue to influence a new wave of artists who see no conflict between queerness and creativity. Mark Lamont Hill. Mark Lamont Hill is known primarily as an academic journalist and activist, but his impact as one of the most prominent Black public intellectuals who came out as gay has been equally significant. Born in Philadelphia in 1978, Hill has taught at Columbia Temple and Morehouse College, gaining recognition for his research in media culture and social justice. As a commentator, he became a familiar face on outlets like CNN BT and later Al Jazeera English, often tackling difficult topics such as systemic racism, police brutality, and educational inequality. When Hill publicly acknowledged his sexuality, it marked a rare moment of openness in the world of Black scholarship and media. His decision challenged stereotypes about masculinity, academia, and Black identity, and it created space for dialogue around the intersection of race and sexuality. Hill has consistently argued that liberation is not single issue, that true progress means addressing racism, sexism, homophobia, and class oppression together. His willingness to share his own journey deepened the authenticity of his commentary and made him a role model for many. Do you think public intellectuals should share their personal truths to strengthen their credibility, or should they focus only on ideas? Hill's path shows that transparency can itself be a form of activism. Today, he continues to write, teach, and speak globally, amplifying marginalized voices and pushing for justice. Mark Lamont Hill represents not only intellect, but also integrity, an example of how embracing one's truth can elevate both scholarship and society. Nayra Sheriff has emerged as a powerful voice for justice, known for her work as a Black queer activist and community organizer. While not as mainstream famous as Hollywood actors, her contributions have resonated deeply in grassroots movements across the United States. Sheriff has focused on the intersection of racial justice and LGBTQ+ rights, often highlighting the unique struggles faced by queer people of color. Her activism has included organizing against police violence, pushing for healthcare equity, and raising awareness of how systemic oppression affects Black LGBTQ+ communities disproportionately. Unlike celebrities who often advocate from a distance, Sheriff has been directly engaged in on-the-ground campaigns working to ensure marginalized voices are heard in conversations about policy and reform. She also places emphasis on storytelling, reminding society that visibility is not only about celebrities, but also about everyday queer people living authentic lives. Sheriff's leadership challenges institutions to go beyond symbolic gestures and create structural change. Do you think real progress for LGBTQ+ communities comes more from grassroots activism or from celebrity advocacy? Sheriff's work suggests both are necessary, but grassroots efforts often drive lasting reform. Though not a household name, Nayra Sheriff stands as proof that visibility takes many forms. Her relentless push for equity ensures that the fight for LGBTQ+ rights remains connected to broader struggles for racial and social justice. Jussie Smollett. Jussie Smollett, born in 1982, gained recognition as Jamal Lyon on Fox's hit series Empire. His character, a talented musician navigating life as a gay Black man, was groundbreaking at the time, giving television one of its first complex portrayals of an openly gay Black character. In 2015, Smollett came out publicly, further cementing his role as a trailblazer for LGBTQ+ visibility in mainstream media. Off-screen, Smollett became an outspoken advocate for both the Black Lives Matter movement and LGBTQ+ rights. His activism often focused on creating space for marginalized voices in Hollywood and beyond. His music career also carried themes of empowerment, reflecting his commitment to authenticity. However, his career was overshadowed by the 2019 controversy involving allegations of staging a hate crime against himself in Chicago. The case divided public opinion and significantly impacted his professional standing. Yet, even amid controversy, his earlier contributions to visibility and entertainment remain significant. Do you believe an artist's activism should be remembered separately from their personal controversies, or do the two inevitably become intertwined? Smollett's story forces audiences to wrestle with that tension. Today, his legacy is complex. While debates continue about his legal troubles, his impact as one of the few openly gay Black men in primetime television cannot be erased. Jussie Smollett represents both the progress and the pitfalls of visibility in a world where authenticity often comes with scrutiny. Queen Latifah. Queen Latifah, born Donna Elaine Owens in 1970, is a powerhouse who has conquered music, film, and television. Rising to fame in the late 1980s with her debut album, All Hail the Queen, she became one of the first female rappers to gain widespread respect, tackling issues like women's empowerment and racial justice. Her transition into acting brought equally strong success with roles in Set It Off Chicago and the long-running TV series Living Single. She has since become one of Hollywood's most versatile performers, winning an Emmy, a Golden Globe, and a Grammy. Although Latifah has never explicitly labeled her sexuality, she has long been supportive of LGBTQ+ rights and has quietly lived her truth with dignity. For years, speculation surrounded her private life, but she has consistently chosen authenticity over gossip, appearing at Pride events and using her platform to celebrate diversity. In 2021, during her BET Lifetime Achievement Award speech, she thanked her partner Ebony Nichols and their son Rebel, offering the world a rare glimpse into her personal life. Do you think public figures should feel obligated to come out, or is it enough for them to live openly without labels? Latifah's journey suggests that privacy and representation can coexist. Her strength lies in showing that success does not require fitting into a mold. By leading with talent and confidence, Queen Latifah has broken barriers for women, for hip-hop, and for LGBTQ+ visibility in entertainment. Tiffany Haddish. Tiffany Haddish rose from hardship to become one of comedy's most magnetic stars. Born in Los Angeles in 1979, she endured foster care and poverty before finding solace in performing. Her breakout came with Girls Trip 2017, where her outrageous, fearless humor stole the spotlight and made her a household name. Since then, she has starred in films like Night School and Like a Boss, while also publishing her best-selling memoir, The Last Black Unicorn. Haddish has spoken openly about her bisexuality, sharing in interviews that she has loved both men and women. True to her personality, she approaches the subject with humor but also honesty, breaking taboos about sexuality in comedy. By speaking candidly, she has given visibility to fluid identities in a space where women, particularly Black women, often face harsh judgment. Do you think comedy makes it easier for celebrities to discuss sexuality? Or does it sometimes make audiences take their truth less seriously? Haddish's experience raises that very question. Her career has also been defined by resilience. She often credits her painful past for shaping her ability to make others laugh, using comedy as both a shield and a weapon. Today, Tiffany Haddish is not just a comedian, but a symbol of survival, proving that authenticity and laughter can coexist even in the toughest circumstances. Kanye West. Kanye West, born in 1977 in Atlanta, is one of the most polarizing figures in modern music and culture. A visionary producer turned rapper, his albums like The College Dropout, 2004 808s, and Heartbreak 2008, and My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy 2010 changed the landscape of hip-hop. While West has never publicly identified as gay, his openness to discussing gender expression and his consistent advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights have fueled ongoing debates about masculinity, art, and self-identity in hip-hop. West famously challenged hip-hop's homophobic tendencies early in his career, stating in a 2005 MTV interview that the culture needed to stop using anti-gay slurs. This was groundbreaking at a time when few rappers dared to make such statements. In his music and fashion ventures, he has consistently blurred gender norms, whether through bold designs in his Yeezy brand or collaborations with artists who openly identify as queer. Despite controversies that dominate his public image, from politics to personal struggles, his willingness to defend individuality has made him an unexpected ally for LGBTQ+ communities. Do you think Kanye's early stance against homophobia should be remembered as strongly as his musical achievements, or has it been overshadowed by his later controversies? That question remains open among fans. Kanye West's legacy is layered: a musical genius, a cultural provocateur, and a figure who complicated conversations about identity. Whether intentional or not, he challenged the world to rethink what masculinity and creativity could look like in hip-hop. Lil Mama. Lil Mama, born Niatia Jessica Kirkland in 1989, first gained fame with her 2007 hit Lip Gloss, which became a youth anthem. Her energy, charisma, and dance talent soon earned her a spot as a judge on America's Best Dance Crew, where she inspired young performers across the nation. Though not openly identifying with a specific label, Lil Mama has expressed strong support for the LGBTQ+ community. She has collaborated with queer artists and spoken about the importance of gender and sexual diversity in entertainment. Her willingness to stand as an ally has been particularly significant in hip-hop, a space that has not always been welcoming to LGBTQ+ voices. However, her relationship with the community has been complicated. In 2011, comments she made about LGBTQ plus youth facing bullying were criticized as insensitive, leading to backlash. Over time, she clarified her stance and worked to rebuild trust, showing that growth and dialogue are possible even after missteps. Do you believe celebrities who make mistakes in their advocacy can truly regain trust if they show accountability? Lil Mama's story illustrates the challenges of navigating public responsibility. Despite ups and downs, she remains a symbol of resilience. From music to television, Lil Mama has used her platform to advocate for creativity and inclusivity, reminding audiences that support for LGBTQ+ rights comes in many forms. Billy Dee Williams. Billy Dee Williams, born in New York City in 1937, is a Hollywood legend whose career spans over 6 decades. Best known for his suave portrayal of Lando Calrissian in Star Wars The Empire Strikes Back 1980 and Return of the Jedi 1983. Williams redefined black representation in science fiction, showing audiences that a black man could be both heroic and stylish in blockbuster cinema. In 2019, during an interview, Williams sparked headlines when he described himself as embracing both masculine and feminine energy. Though he later clarified that he did not identify as gender fluid in the strictest sense, his comments resonated widely, especially within LGBTQ+ communities, hungry for diverse expressions of identity. For a man of his generation and status to speak openly about rejecting rigid gender norms was seen as a significant step forward. Beyond Star Wars, Williams built a career in films like Mahogany alongside Diana Ross, as well as numerous TV appearances. His elegance and charm made him a cultural icon. Do you think Hollywood veterans like Williams help bridge generational gaps in conversations about gender and identity? His words suggest that authenticity has no age limit. Even in his later years, Billy Dee Williams remains a symbol of resilience, creativity, and openness. His willingness to challenge norms, whether intentional or simply from self-reflection, adds depth to his legacy as more than just a Hollywood star, but a man unafraid to live authentically. Amia Scott. Amia Scott, born in 1988 in New Orleans, is a trailblazer who made history as one of the first openly transgender women to join a major reality TV franchise, The Real Housewives of Atlanta, in 2015. Although her time on the show was brief, it brought unprecedented visibility to trans women of color in mainstream television. Her career gained new momentum when she was cast as Cotton, a transgender character on Lee Daniels' TV drama Star. The role allowed Scott to bring authenticity to the screen as she drew from her own experiences navigating acceptance, identity, and resilience. By portraying a trans woman with complexity and humanity, she helped shift the narrative away from stereotypes. Outside of acting, Scott has been a vocal advocate for trans rights and LGBTQ+ visibility. She uses her platform to speak about issues such as safety, healthcare, and acceptance for transgender people, particularly black trans women who face some of the highest rates of violence in America. Do you believe casting transgender actors in transgender roles should be mandatory? Or is it more important to ensure that the stories are told authentically? Scott's career embodies that very debate. Through her elegance, strength, and advocacy, Amia Scott has become a role model for countless young people. She proves that being true to oneself is not only possible but powerful even in industries that are slow to change. Amandla Stenberg. Amandla Stenberg, born in Los Angeles in 1998, has quickly become one of the most outspoken and influential young actors of their generation. They first captured attention as Rue in The Hunger Games 2012, a role that left a lasting impact on audiences and critics alike. Since then, Stenberg has built a career around projects that reflect both artistic depth and social consciousness, starring in films such as The Hate U, Give 2018, and Everything Everything 2017. Beyond acting, Stenberg has been fearless in discussing identity, race, and sexuality. They came out as bisexual in 2016 and later identified as non-binary, choosing to use both they, them, and she, her pronouns. Their openness at such a young age made them a role model for Gen Z, proving that authenticity can be powerful even in Hollywood's demanding spotlight. In interviews, Steinberg has often stressed the importance of representing queer Black youth, honestly acknowledging the struggles and triumphs that come with living authentically. They have also been politically active, speaking out about cultural appropriation, racial injustice, and the need for more diverse storytelling in entertainment. Steinberg's voice resonates particularly with younger audiences who see themselves reflected not only in their characters, but also in their activism. Do you believe younger celebrities like Steinberg are changing Hollywood faster than older generations ever could? Their growing influence suggests a generational shift toward inclusivity. Today, Amandla Steinberg is more than an actor. They are an advocate, a cultural critic, and an icon for a new era of representation. By embracing their truth and speaking out without fear, they continue to show that Hollywood's future belongs to those who dare to be real, bold, and unapologetically themselves. These 17 Black actors have proven that truth and talent can break through the toughest walls of Hollywood. Their courage to live openly has redefined visibility for generations to come, inspiring millions to embrace authenticity. Yet the question remains, has Hollywood truly embraced LGBTQ+ voices, or are these trailblazers still exceptions rather than the norm? At Legends of Black Excellence, we celebrate their impact, but we also challenge you to think, is the industry ready for real change, or is there still a long fight ahead?